I'm lazy. And I'm going to admit that. I'm lazy. I'm not going to take it off because what if I scratch it? What if I break it? What if I break the glass? Blah, blah, blah. I've watched the videos about how to do it. I'm just not going to do it. In my studio here, black is my accessory color. So hello, we have black. It blends in. It looks amazing. Look, it looks amazing on the table. It's like it's made for it. So it doesn't get any better than that. Now, I was on layover, like I said, couldn't sleep. I pull up my Aquascaping email, and I noticed I had an email from Petsmart. And so I opened it up, and they had sent me a 20% off coupon. And in there it said, look at our current sales. And so I click it, and I click Texas, because I'm listed in Texas. I click the store that's closest to me, and I found this 20 long was on sale for, I think it was $32. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the tank I really need. I think I'll just go ahead and get it. But usually when you get something like that, you go into the store and they honor the price. And the sale was going to be off before I got into town. So I'm reading. Oh, it's an option to get it delivered. I've never seen that before. So I'm like, okay, cool. I click it. The last delivery date they had available was just a couple of hours after my trip was due in back in Texas. So I thought, oh, perfect. It'll get delivered. I don't have to go pick it up. That's one less errand I have to run to waste gas. And so as I'm doing my order, I put my promo code in. The total cost of the tank was $28. Now, that's a big savings when you're talking a 20-gallon long. Because if you would look at this online at Petco, it's still higher. You look online at Walmart, oh my God, Walmart has got something screwy going on. Their tanks are so much more expensive. It is outrageous. So I will always say advocate for shopping online, trying to use a coupon, save as much money as you can. Yes, if you hate the banding, take it off, and then you'll have a nice, clean tank at the top. But you guys know, if you've seen any of my videos, what do I use this banding for? I've used to put lighting on because I use lighting strips that go right here. I've also used it to put houseplants. I put a little houseplant there. It balances right on the lid. I don't have to worry about it moving around, and then let it root. So right now I've got 2 plants in every one of my tanks that are in the Trinity series sitting up on the shelf. And yes, I do want to put something in here. I would love to have like a prayer plant because this is a larger tank, and I like how a prayer plant just kind of spreads over. I think that would be beautiful because it's going to have to go like right here at this corner where this table was anyway. Since it's not going to be able to go on the studio wall, I won't be able to look like eye level at it, which is a big downer for me. But it can go here, and then if I ever want to get more like a stand or a shelving that can go above it, I can always swap it out and move it to the other side of the room because I have one other spot where it could go. But for right now, it's going to go here because I got electricity right there as well. And so that'll make it easy. The one thing I'm going to do different though on this one is, if we get to it in this video, I may not be able to show you in this video. I bought a shelving unit for my little hall area right across from the kitchen. And you guys, if you've watched some of my videos, you know what I'm talking about. It's just a little walkway space. And I bought it for the rainbow tanks that I want to do. It's a series of tanks based on the colors of the rainbow. I can't do 6 colors though. I can only do 4 because I only have 4 shelves. And I had thought about incorporating that in the same area over there, but this sticks out too far. The shelving that's going to be for the rainbow is a lot more manageable. You can walk straight past it and you don't get in the way of it. But I wanted to kind of show you how I did that because I took a generic shelf that just had the prettiest finish and with black accents and was able to take my little one mini bar strip light and attach it to every shelf. I used my black electrical tape and I followed the outline of the back of the shelving unit. So all my black wiring is taped with electrical tape on the back side. So you see no wires behind it. So I'm trying to make it look like as professional as possible. It turned out looking gorgeous. and I had to move one of my terrariums there. So if you guys remember the terrarium that we did, it's in a 10-gallon fish tank, and it was a challenge called How to Turn a Fish Tank into a Terrarium. And all I had to do for that one was I went down to Lowe's and I had them cut a piece of glass that could fit over the entire top. Another reason why you keep your lid. If the lip is on there, you can just put electrical tape around the edge of your glass, put some Velcro, and that sucker is going to stay in place. It's the one terrarium I have that has the best humidity level on the inside because it's literally a super tight seal. So I had to move it out of the way because I'm used to looking at it. So this will now have to take up, the difference. And the lighting on this one is not going to be the strips that I normally put right here. I bought for that shelving unit. So every shelf is split. So like there'll be a wide section and then a small, and then a wide and then a small, and it repeats itself for 4 layers. So the wide part has my 18-inch little light strips. So it's perfect to put a small bowl, like maybe the 2-gallon. I think the one that Walmart sells is between a 2 and a 3-gallon because it's rather big. It's like this big. And I could put that on there and it'll be fine. Now, what I may not be able to do is put plants at the top of it like I would like, but this was a very inexpensive option to put 4 tanks on. So that's why I'm going with it. Now, the section that's smaller, I had originally purchased 4 little round lights that have the little acrylic stand that you're used to seeing that are plant grow lights, but they have their own stand and you can adjust the height. It's like a telescoping antenna for the height. And I thought, okay, I really don't need those, but I'm using that space over there for spirit-led stuff. Like I was prompted and told that owls are very, very important to me. And I looked up an owl. Of course, an owl is about wisdom. I found an owl a day later at Goodwill for $4 that I fell in love with. The coloring was beautiful. It's at blue and white pottery. I was amazed to find it at Goodwill, and it has no cracks, chips, or anything in it. And then I had Buddha on my mind, and I found a gorgeous Buddha statue right here in my complex at the trash dumpster. You know it. Picked it up, ran into a woman. She was screaming, "Oh my God, I was on my way to get that, blah, 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 blah." And she's kind of laughing because I beat her to it. I'm taking a photo of it for my nephew who had been talking about Buddha 2 days before. And so I run her down and I'm like, "Oh, this is what I do, blah, blah, blah. I have this channel, blah, 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 blah." She's the first person I, kind of came out spiritually to in public. She's like, "Oh, the world needs more of this, blah, blah, blah." Oh, it was amazing. So she didn't think I was stupid or whatever or crazy. But those lights I'm using to put here. I know, long story short, right? But you guys got to go down the road. It's a winding road. So I was thinking about, because they're based on these little acrylic stands, I can put the stand right under the lip, hang it right up here, go up, a little bit, and then just kind of balance it and keep them on probably low. I haven't turned the light on yet. I don't know what color it puts off. If it puts off something that's pink, I'm not into that. I've had some of those lights before and I don't like it. I like a white light. All the other lighting in here is all white. And I like that because it's a nice bright energy color like I have. Like inside me, there's a nice white light that emits and that speaks to my soul. So that's why we're going to go with probably the 2 little stand-up lights. If that doesn't work, I can always do the strip light, but I really wanted to leave this clean, just a nice clean edge. I was thinking about, I'll try a nice clean edge. So we know now the price was $28. We know now that I've spent, I think it was exactly $118. So we're at what, 147-ish, 148-ish. Which is exactly what I have in the Trinity Tank series now that I've added the shrimp. So when we get the shrimp in this, it'll go up another, it's probably going to go up $60 because the cheapest I could find for shrimp is, depending on which ones I get. I haven't decided yet what color I want. It's going to be another color in here. I am loving the Amano. because they're larger and you can really see them. And the snowball, because they're just this really puff of white, and I can see those in the tank. The orange, really, I like it because they just have a teensy bit of color on it. So I might do another really, but they're super tiny. And I don't know, I'm going to flash you over to the tub where Blackfish is in right now. Blackfish has been growing for the last 2 weeks with plants on it in a more than a 5-gallon tub with just an aerator, a wave maker in it. Oh, and that's another thing. Be careful when you're planning your wave makers. I like to have wave action in my tanks, but my shrimp can't handle as much water as I've had them because I've had wave makers that are way too powerful for the tank because it's been moving a lot of, it has dislodged some plants, yes. Okay, no, yes, I'll confess. But I love the sound of the water. So the only wave maker that's running right now is the one that's in Tree of Life because it's a 20-gallon like this, and the wave maker is appropriate size for that. So this one will have a wave maker in it as well. And that means we can put the shrimp we have in it. Now, the other 20-gallon I have that's got Tree of Life in it, I have ghost shrimp in it. And I will not use those again. You can't find them. I mean, literally, if I'm going over there to look for them, because that build is lighter, it doesn't have as much darkness in it, they don't show up. I mean, I have to super be patient and wait on them. I think also they have sort of like territorialized themselves. Like there's always one in this one little area. It's kind of like, I guess, their zone. But the orange really, they swim all over the cross. The snowballs, they swim all over the cross of it. The Amano, they kind of stay in their area. And they're the biggest ones, but they kind of stay in their own little area. So it's been very interesting. When you get to the point where you can add some livestock in there, I was already loving just the tanks the way they were. I thought they were amazing. I'm so mesmerized by watching them, especially with the water action. But once you put livestock in there, you're like, oh, it is a complete different story. That makes me really want to put in some type of fish now. So I'm not hesitant at all about that. And so just as an FYI, Trinity series are now 2 months old, and Tree of Life is 1 month old. And so they've both had a nice cycle. Tree of Life, I never had the trouble that I had out of the Trinities. Because Tree of Life is a bigger tank, it's further away from the lighting, and by the time it was brought on board, we already had to reduce the lighting in the Trinity series because we were getting all the biobacteria, the cyanobacteria, the algae bloom, everything. So it's had to be scaled back quite a bit. So in here, we'll play around with that again just because we don't want to have all the algae issues that we've had. So now we know what we got in the price and the tank. The lighting was $10. Ooh, it's putting this up into $160. Okay, so let's try to hold that down. And what do we do first? First thing we do, now that we have our tank is here, let's going to go ahead and clean it. So I've got my alcohol, my little scraper if I need it, some paper towels, and just because I'm used to wearing gloves every day, I'll put some gloves on. All right, I guess I'll put my shoes on, my flip-flops on. Oh, and no, this is not water. This is my own personal collection of, this is sometimes club soda and Sprite. It's what I drink at work because the bottled water literally sucks. It's really not healthy for us. And I learned that by watching Zac Efron's special 2-season show on Netflix. And one of the episodes was literally about drinking water and what it can do to your body. And he had a water sommelier on there, and the best water, according to the sommelier, that's anywhere in the world, any city, is Paris. Paris has the best free water. Talking about free water, the best free water is in Paris. So in Paris, you have people that just go up to the free water and just fill their water bottles up. And there's whole kinds of reasons why. But basically, the whole thing was about you don't want to drink water that's had anything done to it, taken out of it, or added to it. So you basically, you want something that's natural, spring, aquifer, or that's filtered through the ground, because the elements in the earth have things in it that our bodies find necessary. And think about it, we're made from elements of the earth. So yes, in our water, we need to be replacing them with elements from the earth. And it took me about, I think it was 2 months to flush my system out. I had gone to the doctor because I was getting bloated and I was over drinking water. I kept being thirsty all the time. So the water we use at work has a tendency to make you think you're thirsty because it's got chemicals in it that make you think that, so they'll sell more water. So always be careful about what is in your water. Okay, got something, yeah. That's all right. All right. I know my sniffles are going to be loud on TV. Sorry about that. But literally, quit flying when you're sick. We have to interact with you and you get us sick. It's no fun. And because I worked through COVID, I was a working flight attendant through COVID, and I have used all my sick leave for COVID, and I've never been able to build it up since then. And they're not generous with us with sick leave. Like most companies, you get like a day. You start off with like at least 8 hours of sick leave a month. We don't get that. But I'm addicted to being a flight attendant because it's so much fun. It's all about having fun at work. That's my motto, have fun at work. If you're not loving what you do something else. You'll figure out a way to make your bills. Oh, now there is, okay, now I don't know about this. See if I can clean that off. There's some silicone on the edges. Maybe I'll just put that on the back side. Yeah, that looks like that needs to go on the back side. So this is another one that I'm going to use the same black background that I'm using on my other tanks. And remember, if you've missed that video, the people that owned this unit before me, they left a bunch of this vinyl fabric. And I'm so glad they did, because I literally am using it as the backdrop for the tanks. It looks really cool. And you just have to tape it. And I had the other backgrounds first, a whiter one, but the white looked kind of funny to me in my area, just because it it looked like it kind of was the color of the wall, but it wasn't enough. And it just kind of looked, it made the tanks look washed out. Now, the only difference is now the tanks are so much darker than I'm used to seeing them. So I'm having to reevaluate, you know, do I really want the aqua soil that's black? Oh, and by the way, I'm going to put aqua soil in this, but because I don't like the way aqua soil just rolls around constantly. Let's see if I can just take that off. Oh yeah, it just comes off. Okay, I can just clean it. I don't like the way it rolls around. Plants can become easily dislodged. It's a hassle in the tanks because it does become dislodged so easily. And it's kind of irritating because I didn't know this before. I wish I had known it before. Okay, yeah, you just saw me wipe that off on my floor. I'm gonna, I'll eventually vacuum. One of my most popular videos out there is growing dwarf hair grass, and I did it in a plastic tub, and I had the most shallow aqua soil, and of course it was heavy with root tabs, and it was on the highest lighting right above it, on for like 12 hours a day. So it grew like crazy. I mean, I had incredible growth. I was so impressed. Well, I transferred into both Turtle in Motion and Bird on a Wire, and it just does nothing. It doesn't stay attached now. It dislodges so easily because the aqua soil just rolls around, and no one really tells you this. So if you're thinking about a carpet, really do your research about which one is appropriate for your substrate. So the moral of this story is I am going to go with my aqua soil because I've pre-bought like 5 little bags of it. So I'm going to use it. I don't have a problem using it, but I am not going to use it as the top layer. So where we did in Tree of Life, where I put gravel and rocks on top, in this one, I'm going to do full on sand. I'm going to try sand because I think if I don't have a whole lot of plants that are going to go into it, I think sand might be a really good option. And I have some play sand that I bought specifically at Home Depot that the coloring is more like a darker beigey color. And I think it would be pretty against the coloring of our hardscape. Because remember, everything we're doing is, from a artistic level. I don't care who tells you this, but I will always disagree. This is 100% artistry is what we're doing. And those of you who are doing your aquascapes, you are an artist because you are creating something. So don't let someone say, oh, that's not, you just put that in there. No, you didn't. You had to make the decision to put it in there. You had to make the decision where to place it, what coloring you did, what your substrate is, what plants you put in there, what livestock you're going to put in there. No, it's 100% creativity at its best. Okay, I feel something. Thought I felt something. I do. Like right here. It's weird. You can feel it, but you can't see it. There it is, right there. So as soon as we clean it, I'll get out the vinyl. I'll show you how I do it. Oh, guess what? That thing I thought I got off of there is still there. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you don't want to find out after you've got water in it. Okay. That's got a little... This one has a little messier band than what I'd like. Yep. So this one would be a good one to experiment with sand a little bit. And I think the one I got is, I think I got one that said it was already washed, which would be nice. All right, so, okay, this is going to be the front side. There's like a little funky spot right there. So I'm going to leave that. Oh, okay. This is the front. So this is where we'll be putting our vinyl. All right, let me get the vinyl prepped and then get you guys back on. So when you're entering the hobby, you're not going to realize how many towels you're going to go through. So I am always looking for used towels. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how much people want for a used towel. So I just beg all my relatives, never throw anything away. Yes. Okay, so here's the back spot. That means this is where it'll go. The nice thing is we can kind of tuck it under a little bit. We'll see if I can do it on this one. I did on the little tanks. Ooh, that's dirty. I mean, that's really dirty. Ew. I mean, look at that. It's black. Now I know you don't have to clean this, but I'm here, it's here, might as well. Hey. Well, neither one of these are a straight line. Let me see if I can clean that up. By the way, if you're no good at gift wrapping like I'm not, this part is a challenge. I don't think I know how to cut a straight line. I've seen some artists do, they have one of those grid boards, like a drafting board. But I never need to be that perfect. Or maybe I should. Things that make you go, I'm just going to cut it down some. This one's any better. No. The good news is you don't have to worry about the base, because it can be just taped off. But it would be nice. What I don't want is to end up being too short. That has happened to me before. If that happens on camera, you know I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop filming. I'm going to yell at myself. And then start all over again. And say, oh, that's why there's a whole roll here. Okay. Oh, I don't think I'm getting enough. Oh my gosh. It's like the worst ever. It's where you need an assistant. Say, oh, could you please cut that? Because you know I'm horrible at it. Okay, I keep repeating the same mistake. Okay, I'm trying to clean it up. I seriously am trying to clean it up. But it's like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Sorry, you're going to have a booty shot. Okay. What's that? Not where I need it. Oh, much better. There's one side. Oh, lovely. Oh. Yeah, it's a little short. But fortunately, it's where the glass meets. See if I can will that go under? No, there's something about, I couldn't get the other one to go under on the other large tank. With this. No, that didn't help. Okay, so if you have to be short anywhere, if you're short at the bottom, you know, it's not going to matter because your substrate will be right there. So I've got mine lined up. No, it is not the prettiest, but it's on the back. Who cares? I know what you guys are thinking. Oh my God, you're going to cut it. You're going to mess it up. Okay, since it doesn't go in the channel between the glass and the plastic, I will tape it to the frame around it. So I just want a good place to attach the tape to here and down here. Just pull it a little taut. And then all you really need to do is put just some anchor spots. Now you could do it solid at the top just in case, but at the backside it's going to be up against the wall. I'm not concerned about it. I'm just going to it's going to balance out its anchor points, so like from here to here. Again, I'm just pulling it taut. Oops. All right, so now I'm going to do here, one here. Can you guys see now why this innocent little black band can come in so handy? Gives you something to put tape on. Now, if you're worried about it poofing out, we put just the tiniest of tape right in the middle where the glass meets. It just goes right on the seam. And put a couple here. All right. Okay. Okay, so now we are how does this look? It looks amazing. I know you guys love it. It's very sleek. It's very elegant. It looks very professional. What else can I say that's impressive? It just looks great. And for me, it was free. So what I would suggest you guys do when you're out thrifting, and if you're not out thrifting, get out thrifting. Oh my gosh, I probably should show you my glassware that I've bought when I'm out thrifting. And you know I don't pay more than $10 for anything. So for the terrarium side of the hobby, I have lots of vessels that I have ready to go whenever I feel the urge to create something. Okay, so that part is amazing. So we're at the point now. We have our tank ready. It's been cleaned, disinfected. It's time to see if we can use our suction cups and fish line to secure the hardscape down. I'm kind of nervous about that, so I'm not going to lie. I have faith, but I'm nervous. You can be nervous. Okay, so I'm going to put you on hold while I determine where the item needs to go and how much fish line I need so I can get that set up and you can see that process as well. Okay, before I pull This is blackfish coming out the top. That's the rock that's holding it down. You can see there's plants on it, lots of tannins. Now, there's not just blackfish in there. Let me see if you can look from here. Yeah, see? I got other stuff in there that's already sank, which I'm loving. And then I have this little one that's already got bobitus on one nice long bar, and I've got some java fern on little pieces of driftwood. And here is the prayer plant that I want to go into this tank. So I've got it sitting in water trying to get it acclimated. So you've seen how I've been doing it now as far as where it's in there. And now I'm going to have to pull it out and it's going to be a big mess. So hang on. All right, so I know you can see it. So here is blackfish. And turn it like that. There. So luckily, I had to take 2 plants off that were up here originally whenever I had first put the build together, just because they were coming up too far. But I would like to have something up here because this will all get wet once it's fully immersed. Right now, it's not been fully immersed. So I bought these little suction cups, and I'm hoping I can put a suction cup and then wrap some fishing line around it. And I was thinking I can get away with one up here and one kind of back here and see how that works. So that's how we're going to proceed. And I've got a third if I need it, but I hope I don't need it. The good news is that you see how it just kind of, it stands on its own. And I was really, really surprised that it was like this. And I found it like this. I mean, literally, I did nothing to it. So if you can see what I'm talking about, the silhouette, it's just like the front, the tail, the dorsal. I mean, to me, it just screams blackfish. It really does. And since it's been in the water, it's turned black. It was brown, now it's black. So, without further ado, let's see if this works. Oh, there we go. Okay. We don't want that part. For some reason, this makes me really nervous. Excuse me. All right. Really needs to go right under there. Wonder, can I tie this around? Okay, so you see this? I'm wondering if I could just tie it around the base where the suction cup is. All right, let me see if I can work this out so you guys don't have to sit here and be bored. Okay, before we go any further, we got to test it. Okay, so I'm just putting in now the API tap water conditioner. Okay, I hope this works. I really just don't want it to tip over. I would think well, I need to get more water in it because I don't want the plants to suffer while we're playing around with the rock. So I am going to have to fill it up. I wasn't going to initially, but now I see I'm going to have to because I don't want these plants to dry out. Okay. Can you guys see this? It's amazing. It's staying where it's supposed to. Okay, everything is reflecting in the tank. Sorry about that. But yeah, everything is just as it should be. I am so glad I was prompted to not be able to sleep so that, I could take advantage of the coupon. I think it was divine intervention because finally, Blackfish is going to have the build it really deserves. It is a beautiful, sculptural, artistic tank where the focal point really is your hardscape. And what I love about this is the peak that's coming out the top, the dorsal fin, looks like a mountain coming out of the water. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. So now we are going to mess with the rocks that my family and I found while we were out in the stream. This is where it could get a little messy. So let me grab another towel. I think I have to roll my sleeves up more. Yeah. Much room. Okay. Now, when I put the plants on, I used as little glue as possible because I'm not good at it. I had to glue several in this little area. We'll see how they do. The ones up in here did a lot better, and I'll give you a forward view of this before we're done. But when I had played around with the rock a little bit, the cool thing is these rocks are kind of, flat, which is what I like. So I'm going to pick out the ones that are the most flat that will kind of create a border around the hardscape. So I've got two that have this really cool rusty color in them. I think that's it. I tried to get some that were more like that, but I was having a really hard time. I had to, beggars can't be choosers when you're out trying to get something free. Oh, here's a nice flat one. And I thought the whiteness would just have the blackfish would just pop. Well, no, I don't like the present. Okay, I don't want to move it, which is what I'm doing. That piece may be too big there. Actually, you know what? Probably is too big. I have this one. Sculptural. Yeah. Oh, look at that. It fits under there. Oh, I love it. Oh my God, I love it. Okay. Now this one, I know I want up front. Yeah, they're moving it. Dang it. I don't want you moving it. How about this side? No. Oh, shoot. I did not think about my rocks being too big. Uh-oh, my battery just went out on one of my lights. This is a quandary. No. Okay. That is not going there. Let's move you again. Okay, that we can do. Oh yeah, okay. So the biggest one can go here, and it's kind of balanced on it, which is nice. Okay. It's just like putting a puzzle together. What fits where? Whoops. I'm not loving that one. Maybe we'll do this here. Maybe bring that one up front. Interesting. That's not bad. I don't know if I like that one. Let's try that. Okay, that's a better fit. I mean, that looks like a better fit, but it is turning it quite a bit. I don't know if I want that. No, but that's pretty there. That's really bright. Oh my gosh, I think this is going to go right there. Okay. That, oh my gosh. I kind of got it off tilter, but. Oh, it looks like it rammed into the rock. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you. Spirit of Mother Nature will not disappoint you. That looks pretty darn good. I am impressed. I need that too much? Well, you can't see it. It's kind of going over too much, pulling it over. Oh, that's right. That's the one that has, oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that one, I like it, but oh gosh, it's wreaking havoc on the balance. Okay, that balances it back out. Trying to create lots of places where the shrimp can just get in there and hide and find a little bit of sanctuary. No, don't mess that up. I don't know if I like that. I need something there. Okay. That is all the rock I have at this one big one. I think it's too big. It's too wide. Go anywhere. I wanted it to go on top. Or a cape. Ooh! My cave. There you go. Oh, yeah, there's a cave. Whoops. Okay. Okay, did anyone time us? That didn't take that long. There you go. As long as it's standing straight up, that's all I'm worried about. You guys back in there. And not sure about y'all. Now, about the sand. Do I need the sand? That's the question. Do I need it? Guys, take a closer look. Okay, so here's the shot where it currently is. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's gorgeous. It does need sand though. And the sand I'm gonna put in is, it's kind of like it almost has like a little orangey tint to it, which I think I'd look really pretty with these rocks. So let me get the sand ready. Okay guys, it's been like 3 wild little hours. Okay, so last when I left you, the water was at the top. I then realized, okay, I've got to put some sand in there. And so I have this washed sand. I washed it thoroughly again. I go to put 1 scoop in and I'm super careful. And the whole thing was just billowing like an atomic bomb cloud. And so I drained all the water down and you can see down here at the bottom, this is what the cloudiness looks like. So learn from my mistakes. No matter how you're going to do it, put your sand in first and then put a barrier down so that it won't get splashed everywhere. So what happened is I had sand covering everything up, especially this big rock here, which I wanted to keep white. I wanted to keep this one in the back here white. So here you can see I've redistributed all the sand. So now the rocks are still sticking up. You can see their colors. And I've got sand around all the backside. And I've created a lot of really cool little areas that you can't see so much, but it's right all the way through here. There's little cave areas. There's like cave areas back in here. I mean, it's going to be really fun for the shrimp. They really have lots of cool places to go hide and their babies to hide and all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do now is I have the faucet ready and I'm just going to really super slow fill it up. I'm going to get it started and then I'll stop because my battery went dead on the camera. My battery went dead on the microphone. Everything went dead during the whole process. So it was a nightmare. So I messed it all up, but now we're recovering. So that's the name of the game, recovery. All right. So let me get its camera set up so you can see how I'm going to gently fill water up. Gently. Okay, so I'm putting some packing material down first. I'm going to wait till we can get a nice... No! No, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do this. Come on. Let's try that again. Oh. Okay, I've seen people do this on TV and it looks so much easier. Oh my gosh, okay. Hang on. That's not how I want it to go. Okay, that's better. As long as it doesn't, cover everything up again. Okay, so it's sort of working. Yeah, it's not stirring, at least it's not stirring it up. Yeah. Oh, this is so much better. The last time I did this, you could not even see my rocks. They were covered. Now, if that would stay right there, I can just leave it. Okay, cool. Once the water level gets up to it's on a very low setting anyway, it'll dissipate a lot easier. What I'm liking though is that, yeah, things are moving around, but we're not disturbing the sand layer. And this is play sand. I got this at Home Depot, and it says it's washed, but I've read a bunch of people that put sand in, and they say you always have to wash it, sometimes 2 or 3 times. And I was washing mine by the cup, just 1 cup at a time, taking extreme measures. And I thought that would, help. It did. It still didn't. I do like the color, though, because I think it blends well with the natural stone that we found in the streams. So that part I like. And I think from all the videos that I had watched doing research, it takes about a day for your water to, get not cloudy, for it to settle, for it to actually settle back down again. I tried washing off the hardscape, but of course it's going to have debris come off of it as well because I couldn't do it aggressively. So a lot of this that you see that's coming off now, it's getting to the tops here where it was on the hardscape and inside the plant areas. Now I was thinking about the wave maker and how I'm going to have to position the wave maker in here. And if it does disturb the sand, I'll just go ahead and put pea gravel on top of this to be able to, maybe not cover it, but just give it enough to where it's kind of a rocky-ish sand kind of scene that's on the bottom of the bed where blackfish has settled. Okay, well, the good news is there's no more new debris mixing in. I see a little debris cloud right here. And I do like this better than aqua soil. Of course, we're really not planting anything in this. I mean, I thought about putting a couple of swords in there, which I could do. I don't have much soil, though. I mean, I don't have much sand to do that. So, about the only thing I could put in here, I mean, like I don't want to do like a stem plant or anything like that. I had thought about putting some Valsneria in here for the entire backdrop of it. I thought that could be kind of cool. But I just don't want to compete with the greenery on the hardscape itself. So I may live with it a while before I figure out if I want to do anything like that. The white rock really does set the hardscape off in here. And I like how, I wish I had a couple more pieces that I could stack it a little higher, like how I've stacked it where it's filling up at. I kind of wanted that all over the place. I wanted it to look rocky and like this is just settled in it. And I'm so happy that the suction cups are working. So we have learned a lot on this build that, you don't have to glue your hardscape to a rock if you don't want it glued to a rock. That's one thing we learned. And if you're going to put sand in, start with sand and then fill it really, 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 really slow so it doesn't cause a nuclear bomb cloud in your tank. So those are a couple of things that we learned. this is kind of I wanted to put the plants on first, just because I wanted to sit with the hardscape before it was wet and play with the plants, and I was able to do that. If I had decided to do that, I probably wouldn't have come up with the idea that to put the suction cups for this, because I had a rock on it, but just in one spot in that big tub, and it was holding it down. Just one rock was holding it down, and that gave me the idea, because I was thinking before I was going to have to put several rocks and glue it down, and I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able this to be versatile, to be able pulled out if I wanted. And so that's only because I came up with that idea because of it. Well, now this is totally not doing anything now. It's totally came off, so we pulled that out. So what's nice is I really wanted to uncover the cave system back here on the backside, and where the tail is. So no sand has been kicked up in there, and that's what I'm loving. I'm loving that. And that this is full of sand on the front side through here where it's really, really shallow, where there's not as much hardscape. That's full of sand. So it literally looks like it's just like dove right into the sand. I may try to go back and get a couple of more rocks, because I love how these, especially these two here, they're just kind of like fitted together going opposites, kind of like each one is arching their own different direction, and the lightness of the rock looks really, really pretty to me. I think that contrast is also what I like about the Tree of Life tank that I did. It's also in this same size. It's, you know, it's lighter and you can see things in there better. And now I'm already trying to think what color shrimp what I want in here. And since this is a bigger build, I may have to go with the Amano shrimp because they're a larger shrimp. And they would look pretty in there because you could see them because the rocks are, you know, kind of white and they have just a teeny bit of color in them. So I was already kind of thinking about that. I could do those. Okay, so I think we're at a good spot now. I may not finish this until we look at it tomorrow, or I may just clean it up a little bit and we'll see how it looks, you know, cloggy. I'll see how I feel when I get around that. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, guys, Anthony here. It's been about 16 hours later now, and you can see really up close, we still have a lot of sediment still stirred up in the water. When you get really, really up close to it, you can just see it's going around. So it hasn't settled yet. I've got the wave maker on just because I wanted to see how this was going to look. And it was so cloudy yesterday, you couldn't even see the wave maker in there. So at least today you can see it. So it is settling. And right now it looks pretty cool. I've got it on a white setting that really highlights the rocks at the base. I want them to really, like, you know, jump up. There is another brighter setting, but I wanted to try this one first just because the setup is new. Yeah, here we got the breach at the top here. I'm not happy with the way the light looks. I may use my little bar light, little strip lights that I always use on the other ones. But for right now, I'm going to let this just kind of like do its thing for a while until hopefully the water completely settles and it gets, and it clears up. But the plants are doing fine in here, so it's looking good that way. And I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you on the next update. Oh, and by the way, the little cave area that I put in here, I can't get the camera around there. It's adorable. It is so adorable. And the one thing I wish I hadn't have done is block the tail of Blackfish, but the cave is worth it. I mean, the cave is going to be worth it. It's going to be amazing for the livestock that go in there. So you guys have a great day. Get out in nature, do something fun, and be blessed. Bye-bye.